Today we're going to work through Urdhva, Mukha, Svanasana. The second one is going to be salabhasana. And then the third pose is Dhanaurasana. Urdhva, Mukha, Svanasana is Urdhva is upward, Mukha is face, and Svana is dog. So this is a vigorous upward stretch of the trunk. And when we stretch through the trunk, it is important to ground into the legs and feel the energy of the thighs come up into the pelvis. A little slight movement, flexibility through the pelvis in order to lift and support the chest. So to begin with, we're going to press into the tops of the feet and begin to lift through the inner thighs. So the inner thighs lift up towards the ceiling. The tops of the feet stay rooted into the ground. The hands slide fingertips at nipple level. Beautiful. She's got her arms at a nice right degree angle, 90-degree angle. The hands isometrically move towards the hips as she pulls and lengthens the spine to make her way up into, you can progress it by coming into cobra. Beautiful. And then, so you begin to press into the tops of the feet, lift through the inner thighs. So the only things touching the ground is the palms of the hands and the tops of the feet. Good. Elbows are soft. Breastbone is inching forward. Crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Throat lock gently draws in and back through the jawline, and a slight tuck of the pelvis. So tailbone's rooting down and navel is drawing up. Excellent. And then inhale to come down. So a couple of variations for this. She's going to take a couple of, we call these half blocks, and she's going to bring them parallel to one another on their longwise horizontal. The tops of the thighs, the quads, are going to rest onto the blocks. Good. To demonstrate or to just give that sense of how the thighs have to lift. But again, the tops of the feet have to be anchored and rooted into the ground. Again, she's got great alignment with the arms, elbows, at a 90-degree angle. Beautiful. You can see the softness in her elbows as the breastbone moves up towards the chin, and there is a line that goes from the top of the sacrum to the breastbone. So the sacrum drops in, but the navel center lifts up in order to enliven through the heart. Yes, shoulder blades are down the back, and the back of the skull lightly draws in. Good. Throat draws back, so there's a slight throat lock as well. Excellent. And then take another breath to gently come down. We have one more variation with this using a blanket. So we're going to open up the blanket, and it's on this long ways. Good. And lay it onto the ground, and we're going to fan fold it. So in the long ways, it folds over into thirds or fourths. Beautiful. Now the folded fringe edge, you're going to bring it into parallel into the middle of your mat. The fringed edge makes maybe just one roll, and this rolled area comes right in above the pubic bone and below the navel. So this helps to bring us into that navel center, which is the true navel center is 2 inches below the navel, and it's deep. And it's also about 2 inches inside the body. So 2 inches below, 2 inches inside. So this does put pressure on those lower abdominals. Again, pressing into the feet. You can see your arms are placed, fingertips are at nipple level, elbows are soft, hands isometrically draw back towards the hips, beautiful, and then she inhales to come up, pressing into the feet. So that rolled blanket, yes, invites the navel center to draw in and up. Good. So the navel's drawing in, tailbones tucking under, inner thighs are drawing up. Yes, look how soft she looks and open into the chest. Shoulder blades are down the back. Excellent. Inhale and release to come back down. Good. Next, we're going to move into salabhasana, which translates as the locust. It reads that the chest and the legs lift and extend, giving the pose of a tensile stretch. So we're going to add some modifications here to start out. And they kind of can be used as prep poses as well. So she's crossed her hands and has rested her forehead on the back of her palms, or the back of her hands. And we're going to begin just to raise the right leg up towards the ceiling. Long, nice leg. Good. Exhale and lower it down. So the lift of the legs comes from the inner thigh, drawing up. And it gives you about a 10-degree extension of the legs, which is about the normal. That's about as far as the leg can extend behind us. So just that 10 degrees. Good. We're going to try it once again. The right leg, lifting up, inner thigh, beautiful. And then exhale, lowering it down. Inhale the left leg, lifting up from the inner thigh, slight tuck of the pelvis, the tailbone, beautiful, and the navel center drawing up. So giving that tilt of the pelvis as the inner thighs lift, beautiful. And then we're going to go through both legs. So both legs raised together, inner thighs once again, tucking the tailbone, good, and extending out long through the heels, even though the toes are leading the way. Excellent. Exhale and come down. And then just begin to press down into the left leg, raise the right leg up, and then come up onto the forearms to lift the chest. Beautiful. So we start to create that awareness, pressing into the forearms. Excellent. If you can keep the chest up, lower the right leg and bring the left leg up. Inner thigh, and then again, the navel lifting up. Good. Exhale, lower down. And then lowering down. Now come out with the arms straight out from the shoulders. Good. Press into the tops of the feet and play with just lifting the chest from the navel center, drawing in, up into the chest. Lift the chest. If you can, add the arms, lifting up slightly, just hovering. Doesn't take long. Lower down. Just gently adding strength into these various body parts. Beautiful. Try that one more time. So you inhale, press into the legs, tops of the feet, inner thighs lifting, lift the chest, lift the head, and then lift the arms. Navel lifting up towards the back ribs. Beautiful. Exhale, lower down. Then you can also take the hands, both arms back beside the body, palms facing up. Good. Just working with the upper torso, again pressing the feet into the earth, and then lift the torso, lift the chest, lift the head. Navel center draws up, And then as you can, lift the hands up off of the ground. Each of this adds a little bit incremental strength to the body. Good. Exhale, lower down. We can add on a little bit more, and just remembering when the arms are down and close by the body, it's one way of strengthening. So to add weight by the arms reaching out in front is just load bearing the spine just a little bit more. It's like going to the gym and adding 5 more pounds on to each side. So we're going to play with, you're going to stretch both arms out in front of you. Good. Palms facing one another. Excellent. We're going to lift opposite extremities. So left leg is going to lift. Right arm is going to lift. Good. Add the chest and add the head. Gaze can be towards the arm. See if you can feel the belly. Beautiful. And then exhale, lower down completely. So these are really good to strengthen the lower back as well. We're going to try the other side. So right leg's going to reach, left arm, lifting the chest. But in order to support the lower back, we have to draw the navel up and in towards the back ribs, and then reach long through the right leg, left arm. Take a deep breath. Don't hold the breath. And then exhale to come down. Beautiful. This is balanced action that comes from the navel center. You can even initiate the movement by letting the belly draw up so the pelvis feels like it's in cat position, if you're familiar with cat-cows. And then we're going to raise both legs and both arms. Lifting from the inner thighs, pulling the navel up, scooping the tailbone under, and then lifting the chest, lifting the head, reaching out through the arms. Beautifully strong. Add a deep breath, and then exhale to release and come down. Beautiful. So she's going to push back into all fours, and we're going to try that blanket once again. So the rolled blanket comes just above the pubis and below the navel, that 2 inches below. Now this time we're going to stay with the arms down by the side, palms facing up, and we're going to lift from the inner thighs up towards the ceiling, lift the chest, lift the head, and this really puts a lot of pressure on that navel center. Draw the head of the arm bones in towards the chest, shoulder blades down the back, and let the hands float up. Excellent. Beautiful. She's balancing on that blanket. Yes, it's a balancing act because that's our center. Good. She's going to try it one more time, pressing into the back of the hands, which is perfect. And then get the chest up. Yes. Find that balanced navel. Beautiful. And then exhale to come down. Good. She's going to roll off the blanket once again. And we're going to move into Dhanaurasana, which translates into the bow pose. In this posture, the body arches like a strung bow. This is a difficult posture because, as the last 2 postures are, gravity is working with the navel center, and it's hard for us to lift that navel center up, and yet very strengthening for the lower back. Very heart opening. Good. Moving into that thoracic part of the spine. So we're going to play a little bit here with, she's going to bring her left forearm underneath her chest with the elbow aligned with her shoulder. Excellent. She's going to bend her right leg and reach back with her right arm. If you can grab your ankle, the top of the foot, beautiful. Stretch out through the quad, and as you press down into the forearm, lifting up with the chest. Once again, play with the idea of the navel center drawing up, yes, and the chest lifting. Beautiful. As you press down into the forearm, the chest lifts up. Excellent. Let's switch sides. Left leg's going to bend, left arm reaching back, right elbow is bent. You can see her alignment of the elbow underneath the shoulder. And as you press down into the forearm, you're going to lengthen the spine to bring the heart more forward, breastbone forward, back spine in towards the breastbones, keeping the front of the throat soft as she reaches for the foot. Now, this is a good place. She's bringing the foot towards the buttocks, but she can also, yes, grab the foot. The foot is going to press the foot away from the torso and extending the arm, and as the foot reaches back, that lifts the chest. Excellent. Reaching down into that front right forearm. Good. Nicely done. And then exhale to release. I like to do this one for a prep for this posture. Really opens the chest and gives us a little bit of a feel for what muscles are involved with this, besides just our legs and muscling through the chest, potential for hurting the shoulders. So she's going to bend both knees in towards her buttocks, reach back and grab the ankles. If you can't grab your ankles, we like to use the strap around across the ankles and the hands to grab. Good. Let the feet press back into the hands. Good. And then even though the arms are reaching back, she's going to pull the head of the arm bones into the socket, yes, to let the chest lift up. So you're not pulling the arms out of the socket, straining in that rotator cuff. The arms are actually integrated in so the chest rises. Now she's going to open up the chest a little bit more and play with rocking over onto her right side. Yes, good. And then rolling back to the midline and rolling over onto the left side. This rolls the chest open. Good. She said that feels so good. Good. Roll one more time to each side. It's challenging, and not a lot of people can even roll side to side. It's just using the belly, using the sides. Beautiful. Good. And then, yeah, she's still playing. Yes, inner thighs are lifting up. Good. So now when she comes back to center, she's already there. Chest lifts up, throat draws back. If you can imagine that blanket right at that navel center to draw the navel up, tailbone tucks between the legs, inner thighs lift up, and I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to do a little assist with her I'm going to come around, I'm going to sit on her feet, or I'm not going to sit on her feet, I'm going to put my forearms on the soles of her feet and help her to lift up with the chest, to show how the power of the legs are what enhances this posture to get the chest up. So you don't pull the chest, you use and strengthen the legs and the abdominals. So the forearms rest onto the soles of the feet. My hands grab her heels. I'm going to wait for her to start to lift the chest. And as she lifts the chest, I'm going to gently pull the legs back. Good. I'm protected in this nice squat position. She's going to pull the arms in towards her sockets. Good. Yes. And breathe deeply. Good. So I don't pull on her. She is the one that leads the way, and I just do the assist. Bow pose. Very powerful pose.